Well, hey there, you're on the internet, I have some free time, and welcome to the Triple N Network, where all you newbie nim nerds can find all the news you'll need. Let's look at an ink today, shall we? But first, I would like to introduce this pen that I did the tests in. You may think you know what this is, but not really. I got this in Rome, and it may look like a Pilot Metropolitan, but it's not. Here you can see it's labeled as fine. Then when you pop open the cap, it says medium, because they mark it as a Western fine. But that's not what's so weird. What's weird is this. It takes Standard International. Yep, this is what's called a Pilot MR. So it's not a Metropolitan. It's designed for, I guess, the European market, because there were times when I ran out of Pilot ink in Italy, and when I brought the cartridge in to be like, do you have any of these? They looked at me like I was crazy. One of them was even fascinated by the little metal ball inside. But anyways, today's ink is by Diamine, Florida Blue. It's very bright blue. Well, it's not like a light bright blue, but it is a very vibrant light blue. Now my camera's doing something weird. There is no weird fluorescent at the corners. It's just light blue. So anyways, there's purple, medium blue, sky blue. Let's compare it to a couple other Diamine blues. Here it is in the middle, with Bilberry, Presidential, Sapphire, Mediterranean, Asa, Denim, Sargasso, Kensington, Midnight, Prussian, Teal, Blue, Black, Indigo, Majestic. Sort of a nice, bright, kind of medium blue. Let's do the paper test. Top down in density, Clairefontaine 90 grams per square meter. 12 seconds to dry, which isn't too bad considering this paper, although it is a fairly fine nib. It's a good bright color. And I do much prefer this to Waterman's Florida Blue. I think this blue is much more bright. It's and it has a lot more going for it. As you can see, some remains, but most of it's gone. No bleed feather spread, no echo, except in the scrubby part. Next is Rhodia 80 grams per square meter. Great shading. Vibrant color. I said wants to sheen because it's in the dots in the halo, and you might see a bit of it in the scrubby, or outlining this little scrubby there. You can see how it's dark and it's almost reddish. Very well behaved. Again, water test is okay. Not much echo except in the hard scrubby parts. Next is Tomoe River Paper, which is where I really love this ink. I hope you can get some of the shading. It's really pretty in the halo effect here in the scrubby bits, and here where I think is the best chance for seeing some of that sheen. It's like a light red. Anyways, this will be the world's longest video. No bleed feather spread, not much echo. The water test isn't bad considering this is Tomoe River and it loves to just let ink wash right off. Now, here's where it gets unpleasant. Here's that new 20-pound copier paper where the flow couldn't keep up with how absorbent this paper was. And this was already a fine nib, and look at how much it bled. So something about this ink does not mix with super cheap paper, as you'll see. Look at that water test. Now here's Mead Notebook Paper, where, as you can see, the ink got much lighter. All the shading's gone. There's bleed feather and spread. The water test is kind of explodey. I mean, you can see, maybe it's not coming out in camera, but there are like 100 dots all over the back. And lastly is Moleskine Notebook Paper, where again it's very light. It took 4 seconds to dry, even though it was super absorbent. The shading is all gone. I said I really can't recommend this ink with this paper considering this is a fine nib and it already feathered and spread and bled. So I like this ink, but I am very fortunate in that I don't have to use crappy paper anymore. And I've used this ink on decent 20-pound copier paper, and it did much better than it did on this horrible, bad copier paper that I just got. I mean, that's unreal in a fine nib. Anyways, for your consideration, Diamine Florida Blue. I like it as one of my preferred simple blues. You know, it's straightforward, it shades well, it generally performs adequately in acceptable papers, and it's reliable, it's easy to clean, all good stuff. So, for your consideration. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. Bye.